the fifth Sunday of Ordinary Time. The readings for today start, and I highly encourage you to listen to or to read the, whatever you want to call it, prayer, complaint, plea, negative statement that Job has. He's not just had a bad day. And he's down in the dumps. And maybe you have had a bad day or some time. Read that and it'll make you feel better, because his statement is really in the dumps. Last week we talked about Jesus curing an unclean spirit and curing him from the confinement of regret and retaliation and destruction, curing a man with an evil spirit. The gospel today continues the healing ministry early in Mark's gospel. He first is at Simon's mother-in-law's house, and he has the Fab Four with them, the ones he had called out of their boats, and they're following him, and he cures her, and she gets up to serve, and the evening continues. Then it says that Jesus got up very early and goes out to pray. And overnight, the word has spread that the miracle worker is in town, and there are lots of people both who need healing and those who want to see the spectacle of healing, these miracles, this person with authority. This is new, and we want to be observers for it. But Jesus is out in the desert. It's a desert place. In Scripture, good things happen in the desert. Encounter, finding, nourishing, leading. But deserts can feel abandoned. So Jesus goes out there to receive himself again. When I considered what would Jesus pray about, what would he pray for? The question is more, what did he pray with? And as Israel found out who they were in the desert, Jesus was led out into the desert before his going public. This is my beloved Son. He gets in touch with that. And then the Fab Four come and say, hey, come back here. The people are beating down the door. And Jesus does an amazing thing, a very important thing. He said, we're going to other villages. And he goes into the synagogue in other towns and cures. Now what's going on? You may have heard of the term, the tyranny of the should. And we can be governed quite a lot by the weight and the gravitational pull of should. And should is defined as what other people want me to do, or what other people think they should do and they want you should do it too. Jesus is saying, you think I should go back there. The crowd is waiting. There are many converts, or at least spectators. We should. And Jesus says, I want to. So that's the freedom. The freedom from should to desire, to want to. I want to, it's in me to do. I have heard in the desert who I am, and I can't keep myself here only. So that we have the movement from inward outward, from Nazareth through Galilee, of course, toward Jerusalem. It's a real freedom to do what we want, but that can sound very selfish. Isn't wanting about me? And isn't shoulds about the others? Yeah. Shoulds might be about me too, because then I am not responsible for why I'm doing it. I'm responsible because you want me to do it. Or the rules say, this is what is expected. In following Jesus, and in Jesus following his identity, I must go there because it's in me to do. I want to do it. Wanting takes, on our part, some time in the desert. Some prayer time is what I want for the creation, the health, the healing, the encouragement of others, or is it about me? And most shoulds are about me, looking good in your eyes. Wanting is a more of an adventurous, it's an interior thing, and it takes a lot of quiet. I want to do this. It might fly in the face of the shoulding populace, family, friends. Want might be, it's in me to do, and I can't even explain it. I want to do it because it's a good thing to do. You might not think it's a good thing to do, but I must, inside me, it must come out. What I have to do or say, though it might not be popular, it might be prophetic, it might be countercultural, but it's in me. It's my happiness to let my inside out, but it does take sensitivity in the desert times of prayer. What is selfish about what I want? When you pray with it, the want is that it's something loving and creative and encouraging and healing to do because it's a good thing to do. I don't do a good thing to be good. I accept the being good and I let it out. If it's good, it's shareable. If it's good because it's selfish, it will only be in terms of me. It'll only be an affirmation of me. There was affirmation for Jesus in Simon's mother-in-law's house. Jesus was not into affirmation. Jesus was into a discerning that moves him beyond should, beyond the popular, beyond the political, even beyond the present religious, to go and do and say what is the good to do and say. So it can sound selfish. I want to do it. I want. In our family, maybe I've said this before, when we would come to dinner from various rooms and places in the house, and dinner was set, you could not at our house say, I don't want salad, I don't want meatballs, I don't want. And my father would say to whoever would say those nasty words, then you go to your room and ponder that without dinner tonight. Your wanting was selfish. And you only did that once, of course. And then you would enjoy it when your younger siblings would do the same selfish trick. I don't want. So it takes time to know I want to do it because it's a good in me to do, not a selfish thing to do. Jesus went beyond the comfortable, beyond family, beyond friends, beyond being a spectacle, to doing good, even by doing good, by being himself, he will get in trouble. He faces that. He knows it somehow, that the good is going to try to be challenged by the evil one. We let the good out if we can discern the good within.